we know that the individuals who provide the guns, this cohort, they don't care, because right now they're still hosting their summit. That's the NRA, and one of their high-powered leaders, Donald Trump, is there speaking, and it's in Houston today, in Texas. But the audience, they won't have any guns on them. They're not allowed to exercise their 2A rights to carry arms during his speech, because we know that at the NRA conference, they do not allow guns. This per the NPR News. According to the NRA, the Secret Service is taking control of the hall during Trump's speech and is prohibiting attendees from having firearms, firearm accessories, and knives. Ammunition, laser pointers, pepper spray, toy guns, backpacks, and other items also won't be allowed. And you know what? Secret Service is going the distance, because they're gonna be searching attendees before they enter the hall. That's right. And this isn't the first time that firearms have been off limits during a part of the gun group's annual convention. In 2018, a similar prohibition was put in place during a speech by then President or Vice President Mike Pence. The Secret Service told NPR in a statement at the time that the agency has the authority to preclude firearms from entering sites visited by our protectees, including those located in open carry states. So clearly, that whole Second Amendment right thing does have limits for individual safety, because I was out here thinking that guns were completely safe and that it's these lone wolves, these individuals suffering from mental health, as opposed to ordinary citizens who can operate firearms and can have them in their possession without issue, especially in Texas, where open carry, no background checks is kind of the standard, to my knowledge. Well, the thing is, I want you to imagine if all Americans were offered the same protections as essentially this Trump creature out here, because it would be pretty nice. And I know that those parents of the slain children there in Uvalde, they would have appreciated having similar protections there. But the NRA doesn't let the deaths of children stop their plans. Also from NPR, in 1999, after the mass shooting of Columbine High School that left 13 people dead, the NRA considered canceling its annual convention scheduled for a few days later in Denver, but ultimately decided to go ahead with the event. It seems that nothing stops the NRA, not the bodies of children, not the blood on their hands, because hey, they have guns to sell. Jackson, what are your thoughts?
Well, the fact that they're not allowing people in the building who have these weapons just goes to show that they're fully aware of how dangerous firearms can be, even if people are responsible with them. You just never know. But of course, they're only concerned about their own lives. But just in general, whether it be the NRA and just gun manufacturers at large, they've been funneling money through our political system for so many years, and they've not had to face any consequences. I mean, think about just anyone who doesn't face consequences for their actions, they end up not really thinking about them, because why would you? They're just gonna keep the money rolling. So again, this just goes to show that they're fully aware at the same time what they're doing, though, because they don't want all those guns in the building. So Absolutely. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it seems like there are two different Americas, and of course the 1% gets to enjoy the safety of not being in a society where there are tons of people holding all sorts of guns. And those individuals, some of them have decided to bow out of the NRA's annual conference. On Thursday, we learned that Texas Governor Abbott decided to cancel his plans to attend, and instead he's going to send pre-recorded remarks while he returns to Uvalde. Mind you, after he had found out about the shooting, instead of going to donate blood like Beto decided to do to try to help the lives there that were in danger, the 38 people who were shot, instead Governor Abbott went ahead and he went to a fundraiser because he thought that was a good way to spend his time. Also, Senator John Cornyn, who is a Republican from Texas, well, he pulled out of the event because he says he has to be in Washington for personal reasons. Representative Dan Crenshaw, also the Republican from Texas, told Fox News he's canceled because he wouldn't be back from a visit to Ukraine in time. Nice. Meanwhile, there's a number of high-profile performers for the event, like American Pie singer-songwriter Don McLean, and he dropped out after the Uvalde shooting. Other musicians, such as Larry Gatlin, Larry Stewart, Danielle Peck, they also decided to drop out. And as of now, Lee Greenwood, T. Graham Brown, and Jacob Bryant, they are still performing. And I love that I don't recognize a lot of these names, and it's not because I lack culture, it's because those people are insignificant as far as I'm concerned. So, but anyway, other GOPers, they're still scheduled to speak. And that includes Senator Ted Cruz, also North Carolina Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, and I think it's South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem. And the Houston mayor, Sylvester Turner, here he is. Well, he is going to attend, and he said that he wanted the city to cancel the conference, but Turner stated that Houston can't break its contract with the NRA because, gosh, can't do that. And Turner then posed that the greater question is why Texas politicians still plan to speak at an event after the shooting. He said that you can't pray and send condolences on one day and then be going and championing guns on the next. That's wrong. Indeed, that is wrong. But it's not like you're in a position of power to cancel the event. Yeah, because that would only end up in litigation. And I'm sure that Houston can't afford any litigation. Get out of here. So people need to stop trying to play by these rules and stop trying to pussyfoot around this and actually stand up and do something about it. Jackson.
Yeah, well, these people have no real principles and no real servitude to the general public. But I know I just said this, but I want to, reverse back around because we brought this up with Governor Abbott to show how much these people really just don't think about these issues. The fact that this man said that it could have been worse is they don't even think about it. It's not even something that they're trying to avoid necessarily. The issue of mass shootings and gun control is not something that these people think about. So much to the point that Greg Abbott would say something like that out loud and not really be aware of what he's really revealing. So again, this whole conference is just a big clown show. And again, don't give these people the credit to say that, oh, well, they're just not trying. No, they don't even think about it. It's even worse than them not trying. They don't think about it at all. It's really that bad.
Yeah, no, they don't think about it. They don't care about lives. So I hope they enjoy their little conference, but they have blood on their hands and they are absolutely and totally disgusting, disturbing, and they need to be voted out of office. So hopefully that will come someday.